And hi, I'm Dylan Black. Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of Daytime Ottawa right here on Rogers TV. Guess what? She's here to give us all kinds of great entertaining ideas and so much more. Welcome to the show, Paula Roy. Hello.
Hello.
So familiar on Rogers Television because you have your own program.
I do. Paula Roy's Favorite Foods, airing many times each week.
All kinds of brand new episodes coming up.
Yeah, we just filmed 6 new episodes.
Ooh.
Really great. 3 recipes per, and they're all real, just show-stopping recipes, I would have to say.
So what's going to happen here then today? Are we like giving away like future episodes of your show on here on Daytime?
I think only one of these recipes made it into my show, so we're pretty safe, and I just had to put it in because it's just something that is so perfect for fall entertaining.
ConstantlyCooking.com, the website. We're putting flavor into Thanksgiving. So where would you like to start?
Well, I think we'll start with soup because that's often the first thing that people serve at a Thanksgiving dinner. And for fall, butternut squash is a real classic. And sometimes people read soup recipes and they go, squash, what kind is it? Because there's so many different kinds. So butternut is the one that is beige, and it's usually either a bit tall and skinny or a bit squatter like this one. And super easy to peel, and it just has a little bit of seed in the bottom. And it's got the best texture and flavor for making soup. So that's why I always recommend butternut squash. And a typical pairing for butternut squash is apple, but we're going to switch things up a little bit today.
Butternut squash now, is that only available this time of year?
You can get them pretty much like everything all year round now. Yeah.
All right.
But this is kind of the prime time for squash is fall.
So soup is what we're starting with.
That's right. So instead of the, like I mentioned, the squash apple pairing, instead I thought, what about pear? The poor neglected pear. And I understand you have a pear tree that you walk by sometimes when you're walking to work.
For some reason, there's this wild baseline road pear tree when I'm going to my radio job, and I'm just blown away by it. I'm fascinated by it.
Wonder how old that is. Maybe it's been there for generations. Who knows?
Possibly.
I did not get these pears from that tree.
Okay, good.
I'd be a little worried about the emissions on those.
Private property, I think, too.
Oh, that would be a problem, too.
That didn't stop me from shaking it a few times.
And were you able to shake and catch? Did it work? And then juggle?
No, I didn't do that.
People driving along Baseline Road, watch for that. So we've got squash, we've got pear, and then I threw in some leek instead of onion. So you just roast the squash first in the oven, and then cook up the cooked squash a little bit more with the leek and the pear until the pear is softened with some chicken stock, and that's all you have to do. It's really, really simple. And then when I serve soups, I love to get kind of creative with the garnishes because that's kind of what people see first before they actually taste the soup. So in this case, we've got some sour cream. You could use yogurt if you prefer, and bacon bits because why not? And bacon's just a great fall flavor, and then a little cilantro just for an extra kick. And if you want, you could add a squeeze of lime juice, but we're going to keep it simple today. And because we have this tradition together, you and I...
You're actually going to feed me?
I am going to feed you. I'm sure the viewers either love it or are horrified. I don't know which. So good flavor combo.
Oh, wow. And you can taste that bacon in there. And you can taste the healthiness.
Well, it is healthy, and of course you can make it ahead of time, so that's perfect if you're doing some entertaining. Make it, throw it in the fridge, throw it in the freezer. I did a batch that will probably last us until November because I made so much of it. I just love it.
Good. Okay, so it's also harvest time, right?
That's right. And carrots, of course, are one of the root vegetables that they're in just prime time right now. It's
Can I ask what a root vegetable is?
Well, it would be anything that grows under the ground as the root of the plant. So when these grow, there's big green leafy things up top, and then all of this is below ground. So potatoes, turnips, rutabagas, parsnips, anything that grows underground, literally. And the trick when you're cooking root vegetables is to always start them in cold water because they're dense and they need time to kind of warm up to start cooking. Anything that grows above ground, you're going to steam it or boil it, starting it in hot water because you want a really quick cook. So there's your little
tip.
That's my little magical tip.
That's a good tip.
So instead of cooking the carrots, though, we're going to make a French grated carrot salad, and it's really fun when you've got heavier food, like you might have turkey or ham, maybe roast beef. You've got your soup, your mashed potatoes. To put something fresh and bright on the plate is a really great idea. So this is a very classic French salad. You'll find it at cafes, even in takeout food shops, at farmers markets, all over France. And I don't know why they love it so much, but it's just carrots and a little bit of green onion. And then this is a lemon Dijon vinaigrette. Very, very simple. And again, you could grate the carrots ahead of time and then just dress it at the last minute. And then always nice to put some fresh herbs on top. So I've got some parsley from my garden. Parsley's pretty sturdy, so I'll be picking parsley for at least another 3 weeks, I would imagine. And then you just give it a toss, and that's all you have to do. So, so simple. And a lot of food processors have grater attachments, so it's really easy to get this going. Now, I know you're going to Love tasting this. There you go. You can feed yourself this time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 times, too many times, okay.
And one of the featured ingredients is this French, it's like cayenne pepper, piment d'Espelette, and it just adds a really nice little subtle kick to it.
Where would you get something like that? That sounds
I got that at Nicastro's down in the market at La Bottega, and lots of different online spice shops might have it as well.
Okay.
And it's just a nice change from cayenne.
All right, and a Thanksgiving meal, a fall meal, wouldn't be complete without a fancy dessert.
Excuse me, no meal is complete without dessert. Come on.
You're right.
Come on.
But it's a, it's a theme show. So.
Well, okay, fair enough. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It's just got to be flavorful, in keeping with all the nice fresh flavors that you're having through the rest of the meal.
Okay.
So one of my favorite desserts is fruit crumble. And I do eat the fruit part, but what I really like is the crumble part. And when I make it, sometimes I have like 2 inches of crumble on top of a half an inch of fruit. So I thought, why not make a square or a bar that features that same crumble topping? So you make your standard fruit crisp topping or fruit crumble topping. In my case, this is gluten-free. I do put a little oat flour in with the oats and butter and sugar and cinnamon. Press half of it into a pan. Then I put some seedless raspberry jam on top just to make it super fast. More of the oat mixture on top and bake it up.
Okay.
And I challenge you to taste that and tell me if you've had anything more delicious today.
Challenge me? Can I just eat like a whole one in one shot?
I made some one-bite ones just for you. Not terrible, huh?
Challenge accepted, by the way.
Eating the whole plate, that's the next challenge?
Yeah, I could do that, and I will off
These
air.
freeze really beautifully as well. So
I was going to ask you
again, I love doing advanced cooking, especially when I'm entertaining, so that on the day of, I'm not scrambling in the kitchen. I want to be the kind of hostess that when people arrive, I'm already on my couch with a glass of wine.
But no pumpkin here.
I'm not on Team Pumpkin Spice. And I'll tell you why. It should be Team Pie Spice. It's not just pumpkin pie. You use it in pear pies and apple pies and so on. So I can be on Team Pie Spice, just not Team Pumpkin Spice.
All right, Team Pie Spice. Yep. I think she was in the Spice Girls. That was one of the Spice Girls.
She was the neglected one, yeah. The choreographer. That's who she was.
Thank you very much, Paula Roy, ConstantlyCooking.com. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Much more coming up. Sue Pitchforth is joining us from Decor Therapy Plus in moments.